All right, folks, this video is about mixed kids and mayhem. Now, I told you guys before in one of my older videos about, going on these dating apps or meeting women, talking about how you mix, and it really don't matter. At the end of the day, you still gotta be attracted to the woman. But I'm coming across these stories about these mixed. They're not kids anymore, but they're adults. About these mixed people, and they're women, and they're voicing their opinions about how they're not being accepted in a particular culture. Now, this particular topic is very popular. It's the half Japanese, half the Africans. I'm not gonna make the video as long as it's already gonna be. So they Africans. I'm gonna just say it like that. So they're interviewing, mixed biracial people on these Japanese streets about their experience about living in Japan. Now, this one girl, there's many of them, right? But I'm gonna give you probably two of them, and I'm gonna wrap the video up. So this one girl, they're interviewing her, and she's, they're asking about her experience, growing up in Japan, being as a biracial child. She said she's had always had problems as far as being bullied, never being accepted in the Japanese community, even though her mom is Japanese, and they never bring up their other side. They never bring up their other side, right? So she's African, and she's partially African and she's partially Japanese. Her dad's African, her mom is Japanese. So she's upset, and she'll forever be upset, because at the end of the day, they don't owe you anything. They don't owe you any loyalty. They don't owe you anything. So just because your mom is Japanese, you biracial, that don't mean they're going to accept you. A lot of people are just caught up in their own feelings. They think that just because they're doing it, it's going to go as planned. It's going to work out for them. Reality is not going to do that. I'm going to say this right now. I know the white worshiping culture is a worldwide thing. Let's put that out there. It is worldwide, not denying that. But don't get it twisted. That's only in America. That's only in America. Not saying that other countries, they do have the white worship thing. I know Brazil and Mexico. Because that's what they are. They fake Mexicans. Because anybody who watched any old school cowboy Indian movie or any just. I think the 90s was probably when they just really started to make that transformation. But I grew up with full-blooded Hispanic people. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Damn near copper colored, long black hair, don't care. Those kind of Mexicans. Now, you see any ones that come out now, they damn near white. They are white, but they're white Hispanics, which they hate to claim that part, right? They love to claim the white part, but they hate to claim the Mexican part. Like, you're at the end of the day, they're gonna identify you're still a Mexican. That's what I'm getting at. Let me just stop yapping. You're still a Mexican in their eyes. Asian people, your mom, there's never white dude, whatever. Your mom white, your dad Asian, or whatever the case may be. You still gonna be an Asian. Of course, you white, you pale. True enough, all you white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever. Damn well as soon as you go out there in the sun, 30 minutes a day, you're gonna have your your skin color. That's why a lot of y'all just stay inside out. But anyway. They fake Mexicans, they fake Asians, all that stuff like that. This is what it is. So she's upset because they're not accepting her in the community, even though she was born and raised there. Her mom Japanese, but you're not a full bred. I forgot the word they use in Japanese and in Asian as well. I forgot the word they actually use to describe, but they're not full blood. Like those werewolf movies and vampire movies. They say, oh yeah, you're not full bred. Whatever. It's the same situation. So of course, I'm watching and listening to the interview. The girl is a straight black woman. She's just 100% black. Now that's the thing too. A lot of them get upset because even though they had the opportunity to, you're never gonna really just completely change your skin tone because one of your parents is a non-black or whatever. If you're black, majority you're gonna look black. You might be a couple shades lighter, but you still gonna have all the features and stuff like that. So the chick that's being interviewed, full black chick, you can bring it to America, you will never know the difference. You will never expect her being have Japanese DNA in her whatsoever. Strictly look black. She's just a light-skinned black chick. That's typical. Even though there's a lot of mixing going on, true enough, but that, you know, that's common in America. Like, you know, you got black people all kind of shades, right? But it comes to situations where you go to a different country and you start seeing a lot of mixed people. So, you know, again, Africa is a prime example. They know them white people run through their system, and they you know, they even though none of them married them or whatever, but you know, they want that magical mixed baby, as they say. So when you go to a place like Africa, you see a whole lot of mixed people. There's a whole lot of illegal activities that be going on there. You know what I mean? Now, true, some of them got together, but let's be honest, you never see the father in a relationship, the white father in the relationship. It's always the mom with the mixed kids by herself. That's the norm out there, bro. I'm telling you right now. So you never see the white father out there. So in that case, when you go to a place like Africa, when everybody knows 100% chocolate people, and you seeing a whole bunch of light skins and yellow bones like that, there's a whole lot of illegal activity going on back there. You know what I mean? A whole lot of R-word and a whole lot of, you know, failed divestiture going on in Africa. That's a proven concept. And even now, they don't accept those people. All you gotta do is look up the research. I'm not lying to y'all. All you gotta do is look up the research. You got people that's all over there that's stuck with these mixed racial kids that the father is straight up abandoned them. You can talk to the moms who've been dealing with these white dudes they promised in the world. As soon as they got pregnant, they got up out of them. That's been happening. You know, that's been happening. White man is the original baby father, baby dad. That's facts, bro. You can all the way since World War I all the way up to now. It's been happening. That's why they travel so much. Those are the original passport bros, but down bad. So that's honest truth. So the woman, she's yapping about her experience, about her being in Japan and no one accepted her as Japanese, even though she's trying to convince them that she's Japanese. She speaks Japanese. Of course she speaks the language, right? Like she grew up there, she's been there. But if you look at her, you would not tell the difference between her and a regular colored woman in America. You know, the words I use, I don't want to be categorizing wrong. You know, that's because you black don't mean you African, right? Because you got dark skinned people everywhere. You know what I mean? So I mean, you got the Mexicans, the original Mexicans. They not black, but they brown skin, and you know, if you guys do anything about know anything about research, or you read or whatever, you know what I mean? Y'all know what I'm talking about. So you can't associate black people by being an African. That's no. The right term to use is color, because I mean, at the end of the day, like, that's because you have pigment, you know, you have melanin, don't mean you're African. That's not what it is. But anyway, so of course she's still a Keisha, so you already know what's on her head. She got a wig, and guess what color it is? Guess what color the wig is? Blonde. I'm like, God, she all messed up. You over here, you're African, you know, you got some, you know, your little Japanese in you, but at the end of the day, you want to be looked at as a white woman. I'm not making this up, but that's self-hate is real. Self-hate is real. So, of course, you look like a normal black girl, which a lot of them hate because they want to look more non-black than anything. If anything, they want to be fully non-black, even though they came from a black mom or a black father. But like I say, self-hate is real. So I'm listening to the stories. All the stories are the same. Again, they'll sleep with you, but they won't bring you home to their parents. Matter of fact, they had interviewed one chick, same situation, dad African, a mom Japanese. She over here having a hard time finding her a Japanese dude. I mean, let's be honest, you go to Japan, you're not gonna really see a lot of Russian people, you know, you're not gonna see really any Eskimos, you're not gonna see any, you know what I mean, Native Americans in Japan, you know what I mean? Like, what do you expect to see in Japan? Japanese people. So of course, that's her preference. She don't want to be associated with being an African. That's her, you know, she got self-hate in them. But she's going through life trying to find her a Japanese man, a boyfriend, so she can marry and have a Japanese, mixed kids, and hopefully they don't come out looking like her. That's the plan, but she's failed. She's failing at that because all she's getting is dudes humping and dumping her. One guy actually brought her to her parents' house, and we all know how that went down. That did not go as she planned. He already knew what it was. Like I said, he know his parents. So obviously she was bugging him enough to where he gave in. So, okay, let me go ahead and take you to my parents, and yeah, we're gonna be a big happy family. Brought over there, mama started talking shit right off rip. Her dad never talked to her. Never talked to her. He would talk to his son or his wife and tell them something to her. They basically transferring the message. So imagine all of you guys are sitting at a dinner table and the mom don't give a shit about you. She just upset the whole time. The only time the father talks to you is to, if he's talking to his son to tell you something or his wife to tell you something. So they don't even want you there. So eventually the backlash too much for the guy. He ended up leaving her alone. And of course, you got Pookie and Ray Rays in Japan as well. You got Pookies and Ray Rays everywhere in the world. That's a fact. So of course, she over here self-hating. She over here taking care of the dude. She got her apartment. She over here paying all the bills. The dude is just laying up chilling like a villain. All he doing is playing video games all day. And she over here tricking money out to him, and he's still treating her like trash. So don't think because, okay, let me go to another country, they'll treat me better. No, I tell y'all all the time, black women are the bottom of the barrel. Not because we say that, it's because what they do. We're not doing anything. We're not going around handing out flyers saying, oh, black women are trash, black women. We're not doing that. Now, granted, we got some knuckleheads that do that, but as a majority, we're not doing that. I don't do that. I'm not going around telling them, no, I'm just telling you guys what they doing. Other than that, I'm not adding on to what they self-destructive. I'm not adding on to that when they doing it themselves already. Y'all get on social media right now. What is the average black woman on there doing? Y'all already know. And the crazy part about it, you're not even looking for it. You be on damn Instagram trying to find out how to change the time, and guess what? You got 5 black girls shaking their ass and titties and all that stuff to my OnlyFans. So you guys understand, just because you think that's happening in the United States, that don't mean other people from around the world don't see the same videos. Matter of fact, those social media platforms push that out to other countries so people can see what they're doing, so they can label them as a bad individual. There's nothing but this fun time. They do that to themselves. Keep in mind, they're not forcing them to put up these explicit videos and pictures and the way they be acting. They not paying them to do. They doing that for free. But only thing social media is doing, of course, to make the black culture look terrible, is to push that out to the whole world. Because guess what? You can't go on TikTok and then you get a whole bunch of stuff that's happening in China or a whole bunch of stuff that's happening in Jamaica. And they're like, no, you got to search for that. You had to search for that. They're not going to just give you that like that. You got to search for that information. But as far as a black chick out here, advertising on OnlyFans, and don't get me wrong, you got other females doing that too. But who's pushing that out more? Who are they pushing that more? Who are they pushing that message out more from? It's from the black women. They're not doing that with the Asian women. They're not doing that with the Caribbean. They're not doing that. Anything black people push out that's in a negative light, they're gonna push that out times a million. So that's why when they go to another country, they look at them like prostitutes. Because I'll tell you guys all the time, regardless of what you think, it's the truth. Hey, a black woman go to any country, automatically the guys gonna automatically assume that they prostitutes. You ain't gotta ask them black women who be traveling. You can look it up online. They got videos about them. Oh, I went to Greece and all the guys that came up to me thought I was a prostitute. They got the videos, so you can just look it up yourself online. But it's because of stuff they doing, and the social media pushing all that stuff out to make them look even worse. That's just reality, bro. I'm saying too. In my city, the average black woman, they look like a prostitute, bro. Not saying it is, it's because of how they dress, bro. Matter of fact, yesterday, what the hell? I think it was at a hardware store or something. Matter of fact, I was at a hardware store yesterday. Everybody in line, customer service. I see a black woman walk in. She got some shit like she's going to the strip club. She look like she's dressed literally like a stripper. And it wasn't late at night. It was during the day. It was during the day. The sun is still out, shining hard. And she literally dressed like a stripper. I'm like, what the fuck? So I see her. I said, oh my God, I hope she don't come in line. Because if she do, I'm leaving. Even though I've been waiting for like 15 minutes, if she coming in this line, I'm leaving. Thank God she did. But she sure came in there loud, looking for attention, and she dressed like a fucking straight slut, bro. I'm like, God damn, bro. So that's what it is. I'm not gonna go into that because the video will be extra long. But back to the half breed. No matter where you go, they're not gonna accept you as one of their own because you are not a full breed. I see this all the time with the women. I guess the guys just suffer in silence. They mind their business, but of course, guys will always have more opportunities than a female. We all know that, especially if you black. That's a given. Guys will always have more opportunities than a regular old black woman. No matter where he go. So anyway, she's complaining about the same situation. Oh, it's hard for her to find a boyfriend. Nobody accept her. When she was growing up, all the kids made fun of her. Yeah, because you're not. That's you know how kids are, man. If you're not one of them, you have your chance of getting picked on is super high. It's not even a thought. It's guaranteed. If you don't look like them, you already know what it is. So she's speaking Japanese, the whole nine. That's fine, ma'am. But at the end of the day, they don't owe you anything, so they'll never accept you. And what they end up doing, they end up getting with one dude, and what they do, they have about 5, 6, 7 kids. This one chick, it was the life videos or dating life videos. You know how them people, they be recording they daily lives and stuff like that. So she's married to a Japanese dude. Tell me why this chick got 6 kids, but I'm like, God damn, Erica? I mean, Shaquisha? Whatever her name is. You know how you know their names, but I'm like, God damn. So she already a baby mama, because she got a regular, her own daughter, and she has 6. I'm like, God damn. So I already know what they do. What they do that so they can trap the dude. In reality, they can always end up and leave. You know what I mean? Hopefully that doesn't happen, but every time I watch a couple of videos, it just got to the point like, okay, I understand. I hope y'all doing great, whatever. The dude always looked bothered. He always looked tired, stressed out. Because I understand he getting the backlash, stuff like that from him. The people call him a traitor in their language, all kinds of stuff like that. But that's what you gotta deal with when you have these mixed kids, when you're in an interracial relationship. That's gonna happen, right? You know what I mean? That's just reality. You either gotta have tough skin or don't deal with it. That's why a lot of white guys, it's all fun and games, but as soon as a kid come out, they gone. They gone. Yeah, y'all know about this whole, the downside of interracial dating, mixed kids. Y'all already know about this stuff. So I'm just putting that out there. So in his case, the dude always looked stressed. He always looked tired. I'm like, damn, why you have to have so many kids? You know what I mean? Granted, she didn't have all them kids with her own people. She ended up with a baby mom. I guess she read a couple of books or whatever. She took the first flight to Japan. And the first guy that she gave it to, he went on here and just stayed with her, but she ended up having 6 kids, Bob. And of course, you already know her older daughter, you already know she neglecting her. I'm not saying to the fullest, but you can watch the videos and she not the favorite. She not the favorite, you know what I mean? She dark skinned, her mom dark skinned, you already know how they go. They got a self-hate thing going on. So she's not treating her the same way that she is with the mixed kids. I'll say that. So that's typical. All right, that's typical. But I'm not understanding this. I'm like, ma'am, I understand you want to disown yourself from who you really are, but I understand that you mixed. You know what I mean? I understand that because I deal with that shit my damn self, trying to find out what side I gotta be on or whatever like that. That's something you gotta deal with. But don't go out to the world, I'm trying to find myself, like you spraying on your problems, because people gonna look at you crazy. So I understand she wanna disown herself from who she really is, an African. You know what I mean? That's what it is. But at the end of the day, you look like you're a regular black woman. You just light skinned or whatever. You got some who do look more of the other culture, but at the end of the day, they know you're not fooling nobody. That's what I'm getting at. You're not fooling nobody. You can speak all the language you want. You can watch all the anime you want. You can eat all the noodles you want. You can wear all the dresses you want with the blossoms, all that. You can do all that. But at the end of the day, you're not a full bred. They're never gonna accept you. Now, maybe 50 years down the line, when it becomes normal, then yeah, but people think because they mixed, that it's gonna be, no, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of mixed people going on. That's been going on since the beginning of time, especially when they be conquering, different different islands, different countries and all that stuff like that. It's been happening. But for you to go to a whole other country and think that it's gonna be a whole lot of people like you, nah, it's not gonna be like that. That's what reality. You watch too much social media and you see a couple mixed people that's taking your ass on these virtual tours in their country, and you think, oh, it's gonna be a whole bunch of people like me. No, it's not. No, it's not. So when they get out there, they get old, they realize that, damn, I'm the only mixed kid in my whole community. So now reality hits them super hard. And they're like, damn, I thought it was gonna be more. Now it's gonna be, you thought it was gonna be like that. You seen a handful of them on social media, but in reality, nah, it ain't gonna be like that. It's not the norm. And it's not gonna be the norm for a very long time. So for you ones that have this self-hating and stuff, it's like, bro, at the end of the day, you ain't doing nothing but embarrassing yourself. That's all you're doing. You just embarrassing yourself. Like, bro, this is self-reality. This is self-reality. You gotta be 100% or it ain't gonna work. And that's coming from them. But you come over there, you an African or whatever you from, you come from America, you thinking that because it's gonna work out for you because you say so. Nah, it's not gonna work out for you. They not gonna care. Just because you know their language don't mean they're gonna accept you. Just because you have some features don't mean they're gonna accept you. They don't need to, they don't have to accept you. Now when you come to America, everybody kissing ass, you know how they go. But in reality, get you a Mexican person. Get you a Mexican person right now. They over there, you know, mostly females or whatever, but they over there hanging out with the white dudes, letting the white dudes bend them over. Take that white dude to your country, man. Take him to Mexico. Take him to Mexico and see what happens. I seen that with my own eyes. They're like, oh yeah, he white, this and that. Take his ass to Mexico. Everything flipped. People look at you, you're just strange. They don't want to give you the right change. They don't answer your questions. Now you have some that's, you know, that be with the BS, yeah. But majority not, because you gotta understand, now you and they home turf. So yeah, you get them Japanese people over here, and oh yeah, you're a mixed baby, this and that. Take your ass to Japanese over there with them. Take your ass to Japan with them, and you're gonna see how they really feel about you. That's why when a lot of people, you know, white people, they get to these places, they over here, you know, it's a melting pot. They like, oh yeah, you know, I'm number one, I'm always number one, everybody love me, this and that. That's cool, but take your ass over there to their country and see how they really feel about you, because at the end of the day, your system is not gonna affect them. What the guy say on was it Star Wars? You have no power over me, as he laughing at old dude with the black cape on and shit, the black robe. Yeah, it's all delusion. I seen it. I'm like, damn, I thought it was all good. Nah, you go over there to Mexico, oh, it's elf gringos, this and all that stuff like that. Like, damn. Same way if you take your ass over there, that ain't just them. That's anybody. When you in their playing field, they gonna show you how they really feel about you. But when they in your playing field, you know how it go. They gonna get in how they fit in. That's all it is to it, man. So you guys out here just really hating yourself to the point to where it's like, oh, you know, I'm Japanese, and no, you're not. No, you're not. I understand your mama Japanese, but I understand that. I get it. I understand. I'm not denying you of that. You know what I mean? You're a half breed, and most of y'all don't even get none of the genetics. I watched one video. That girl was straight black. I'm like, damn. And she like, oh yeah, I'm Japanese. I'm not laughing. I'm just, cause you know, at some point in time, it's a psychological problem, right? The self-hate literally destroys people from the inside out. For her, that she, you know, like I said, the guys go around interviewing, she don't look mixed. She's not mixed. That's his reality. But you know, they go around, you know, interviewing foreigners or, you know, mixed people, and asking them their experience, living in Japan. He asked her, you wouldn't even think that, because she not. I'm looking at her and she said, oh yeah, I'm Japanese, and people don't think I'm Japanese. She's speaking in Japanese, you know, they try to convince you that they are. I'm like, man, that's great that you know the language, but you're not Japanese. She, bro, nothing. I'm looking at her for the whole 15 minutes about to do interviewing her. Nothing on her says Japanese, but the language. And she trying so hard, you can look at her eyes like, bam, you're not convincing nobody. I mean, I understand whatever your story is, and at the end of the day, we don't know if your mama is Japanese or not. You just telling us that. You know what I mean? Maybe she is, but that's just how genetics work. It don't always work. It's not like a light switch, right? On and off. You don't know what you're going to come up with. You don't. You have an idea, but at the end of the day, you don't know how it's going to come out. So her thinking, okay, I'm in Japan, so I'm automatically Japanese. Like, no, man, everybody know you from Africa. They looking at you. They looking at you. You're not fooling nobody. So she's been born and raised there, but all her life of being there, and she's still, her early 20s, she's been in denial. She's been in denial, thinking like, oh, yeah, I'm Japanese, and they don't believe me, because you're not Japanese. You're not Japanese. If I take you and take your ass to Africa, to any Ghana or whatever like that, you're going to look exactly like them. No hesitation whatsoever. Exactly like them to the T. But you live in this lie saying that you Japanese, like, ma'am, if anything, I'm gonna go ahead and take your word for it. Okay, your mom is Japanese, but you're 100% black. It's nothing on you that says Japanese. You don't have the facial features. You don't have the height. You have nothing that's gonna resemble you of a Japanese woman whatsoever. You're black, and that's okay. But the problem is they hate themselves to the point to where they refuse to admit that. So she living in Japan, and of course she's single. She thinks it's hard to find a Japanese guy, and I'm Japanese, like, man, this stop. At the end of the day, you just gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them. And in your case, you gotta know when to fold them. There's no way in hell, if I'm a German dude, I'm 100% German to the T, and I'm going to fucking Jamaica, and I'm trying to convince them damn Jamaicans that I'm one of them. When in reality, it's like, bro, I understand, you know, you probably was born and raised here, but you're not Jamaican. oh no, and I got the fucking German accent and everything, you know what I mean? Like, I got the German accent. You know what I'm saying? My daddy was fucking over there working for Hitler and shit back in the day and shit, but I'm over here in Jamaica as a German man with a German accent trying to convince Jamaicans that I'm one of them. It's the same case when I see these people, not saying it doesn't happen, because it happens other places, right? But I'm saying this particular topic, everybody's on the mixed breeds in Japan. I'm like, ma'am, it's okay, but they refuse because they don't want to be there, right? You know, they don't want to be there. That's what it comes down at the end of the day. But it's so sad to see that. It's like, man, I understand, you know, if you can pass for one, but you ain't passed for no Japanese. Like, don't get me wrong, you got some that do. I seen a couple of females, okay, yeah, you good to go. Only thing about them is they just got a little melanin in them. You know what I mean? But for the most part, no, they good to go. But they still deny them because, you know, it's all they know their own people, right? It's certain stuff like I can recognize. They'll be like, okay, no, she. But like them, they know because that's who they are. You can't fool somebody that know who they own people are. You can't do that. So obviously she got it, bro. Like, see, I'm like, damn, yo, she got it going on. She's got a little melanin in her. But of course, if you go deep in the woods, in the jungle, you're gonna find dark-skinned Japanese people as well. But of course, you know, in their community, that particular city, all of them are light-skinned. So she got a little melanin to her. So they won't accept her. You know what I mean? So that's the reality. But the situation that you put yourself in to make it seem like I'm gonna fit in because I'm mixed is never gonna be that way. It's never gonna be that way. If anything, if you have a mixed kid, you put that kid in the bad situation because now they have to come up with a decision to make. Okay, I'm either gonna be on this side or that side. And on top of that, it's not so much about you picking a side. It's about if they gonna pick you. That's reality. So a lot of them, they deal with that. Okay, I'm light skinned. I'm a Mexican. And then, you know, you hang out with Mexicans. They're like, nah, you're not one of us. Like, okay, well, I guess I'll be black. You go to the black neighborhood, like, nah, you cool, but you ain't one of us. And now, you know, you messed up. Ask me how I know. But as you get older, you got to deal with that. But that's one of the downfalls of downsides of, you know, having a mixed kid or mixed kids. It's like they'll never truly fit in anywhere. You know what I mean? I see a lot of the gingers. You know, a lot of them, they be in the damn countries, in the woods for real. And I look at them like, damn, you know, I understand what you're going through, but they just that's why a lot of them are out. I mean, let me not say that, because first of all, I fuck with the gingers real tough. You know what I mean? I don't want no harm come to them. You know, so I'm not gonna give you guys, you know, they exact locations, but they around. You know what I mean? They're around, but they not in the central cities. I'll say that. I don't want y'all to mess with them any more than what y'all do already. So they not around like that. But they deal with that as well because, first of all, the Vikings, you know, if y'all guys know any history, that's where they come from. They travel all the way down here and shit to America, and they dealing with the self-hate from white people. You know what I mean? I understand that people are like, oh, AMA, they white too. Yeah, but it's a different kind of white people. You know what I mean? Like, it's a different kind of white people. But the video already long, or I gotta end because it's already too long. But if you guys are having these mixed kids, understand this, that they will never truly fit in any society, right? I mean, at the end of the day, they're gonna be looked at as, they're not gonna be accepted. They'll hang out with them and, you know, whatever, but they'll truly not be accepted. So that's the downside of having a mixed kid. Or if you're a mixed person yourself, you cannot go around society trying to convince a certain culture to accept you as one of their own. They may accept you, but you'll truly never be one of them because you're not a full bred. That's just reality. So I know, of course, the females, I want to see videos about the females, they'll hear voicing their opinions. They trying to really convince. Y'all gotta understand, it's deeper than that. And me personally, I'm cool with people want to keep a tradition. They want to keep it standard how they've been keeping it. You know, not everybody's welcoming these mixed cultures. I understand that. I'm all for it. You know what I mean? But you have to understand that just because you feel a certain way or you believe that, you know, it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, as society, they're gonna give you that label. Regardless of whatever you classify as, it don't matter because that particular group of people, they're gonna categorize you. They're gonna give you that actual title, regardless of what you think you are or whatever. But at the end of the day, if you don't have the looks, just leave it alone. You know, even if your mama is, you know, Japanese or whatever, if you don't have any of the looks, just leave it alone. So I've seen the African chick, she trying everything in her power to convince the Japanese interviewer that she Japanese. But that's what it is. The self-hate is that serious to where people they just in disbelief. That's all I'm saying. So, you know, it's sad it was happening to these people, but at the end of the day, you gotta accept it. That's you know, you gotta blame your parents for having you, right? Because you can't go to any society and be like, oh yeah, y'all gonna accept me because my mom or my daddy or whatever, or my dog is Japanese. No, it's deeper than that. All you can do is just live with them, hopefully in peace, and carry on your life. But at the end of the day, you can't force nobody to be with you. Most of them damn females, they single. Most of them females are single, and that's because they going after guys that don't want them. So all thing you can do is expand your horizons and go with that. But you know, a lot of them refuse to do it. So sad reality, they gonna die alone. Because in Japanese culture, it's not like in America. You know what I mean? It's a whole other story. But of course, they refuse to accept reality, so that's why the situation they're in right now. But anyway, guys, the video's long enough. If you made this far, I really appreciate you. Send your man a like. That's all I ask. A like, subscribe. You know, if you got any questions and concerns, leave them down below. And no matter what else, take your peace, your pockets, and your purpose.